All right, so here we are at the Garden, down in our Atlanta trip, in the same place we've been going to for the last 9 years now. This is the Garden, this is the church where we're at, and currently we are having our devotion time like we do every night. And we wanted to put this video clip together just to give you a little summary of what we've been up to throughout the time here. So we've kind of got a few people that are willing to talk, and Josiah is going to tell us first about how we started our day.
So basically, we woke up at around 8 o'clock, and after eating breakfast, we cleaned up our whole area. So when the men from the church would come in, we would do like our morning affirmations, where we would go over Bible verses such as Psalm 23 and go over the Lord's Prayer, and we would all recite it together. And after that, we would go downstairs into the kitchen area, where we would make the lunches that we were going to be giving out for the day, like putting together the sandwiches or bagging the pizza. Then we'd head out.
So after we made the lunches, then we would go. We'd go en route. We'd get in the vans, and then we'd go to. Or before getting on the vans, we'd circle up and we'd pray, and then we'd get in the vans and we go to the location of the route, and then get out, circle up, and pray. And in the beginning, on Saturday, we had a route. It was kind of hard to just go and pray with this huge group of people. Not exactly huge, but kind of a big group of about maybe 20 people. But it's gotten easier over the few days that we've been here. So then we get in the vans and we go to our location. Then we circle up and pray there. And then we go around and just talk to any people that we could find. Basically, people would start coming up to us, and we would just give them lunches, and we would pray for them.
So one of the first people that I actually prayed with, his name was John, and he was sitting at a bus stop, and he was homeless. And I went up and gave him a lunch, and I asked to pray with him, and he accepted the prayer. And basically in my prayer, I just told him that God loved him, and I asked for God to keep him safe and warm. And he really just started tearing up and crying. And he wanted to give me a big hug after, so I gave him a big hug, and it really impacted me a lot because it gave me joy to see someone else crying just because they received prayer and a lunch. Like I've never cried because I received prayer or lunch, so it was just really impactful to see how much that meant to someone.
So I met Micah under a bridge on Monday on our morning route, and he didn't want any food or clothes or socks or anything that we were going to give him, but he wanted prayer the most. And it was really touching to see how much prayer could impact someone's life, and how it could show them like just how much God works in their lives just through a simple prayer that we offer them, and how much their lives can change. So
on one of the routes, we went to the state capitol, and I came across this man laying on a bench, or just like this concrete thing slap around his tree, and he was laying down. He looked cold. He only had a sleeping bag, and I went up to him and I gave him some lunches, and I offered him some prayer. It was kind of hard to understand him, which most of the people are, just, I don't understand. But he told me that his name was Barge, and he was trying to explain to me how he got his name, and I don't know if that's really his name, but I prayed for my friend Barge to keep him safe and, healthy, and that the food would bless him. So it was just really impactful for me. The trip in general was just to see everybody so happy to just receive a meal, and just prayer, and the amount of people that accepted or wanted a prayer was just amazing. And the amount of people on our routes that gave us their testimonies and shared with us how thankful they were to see us was really, it was just really nice for me to experience.
So at the end of each route that we would go on, we would meet with our entire team here, and then also the men that are working at Seven Bridges. The debriefs were just a way that we could just come together and say what was impactful to us that we experienced on the route before, or people that we met that really stuck out to us. So the last debrief that we had was actually today after our route, and the question that we had was just what changed your mindset from this trip that you'll take on like after the trip. So there was a lot of answers that we were just grateful for all we had at home, and we'll just not take that for granted anymore. It's really life-changing to be on a trip like this. But my answer was just that my perspective of being quick to judge people really changed. So just a lot of the people that we met appeared really scary or intimidating at first, but they turned out to be really nice, genuine, like the kindest people you ever meet. So that was just something that really impacted me.
So Monday night was our first night route, and we didn't really know what to expect, but we hadn't really received someone to come up to us and tell us how much like we were making an impact in their life. So during this night route, we went to a bridge, and it was just full. It was like a whole community of people. I mean, there were fires going, but basically when we were wrapping it up and about to leave, this man came up, and we didn't know his name, but he had a jean jacket on and he had jeans, so we just kind of called him the jean jacket man. But basically he shared his testimony with us and just told us how much like we're making an impact on him. And he told us that he was on drugs for 25 years and that he's done every drug basically, and he told us that it wasn't worth it, and that he's been homeless for 31 years about. So that just really made an impact on me especially, and all of us as a group, because we hadn't received like thanks like this. So it was just really nice to see that God was working in people's hearts like that. And I mean, that was really the goal. That's why we came. So it was really nice to see that happen.
This trip really impacted me, and it showed me to be very grateful for what I have at home. And most people on the streets don't really have like a family to go to, and some of their family members have like died. And it shows me to like be very grateful to be able to like see my family every day, and to be grateful to have like a roof over my head, and to be able to roll out of bed and take a nice shower and eat breakfast and not have to worry about when my next meal is going to be.
This trip really impacted me by just showing me how important it is to go out and share the gospel and pray for people out in our own cities, and just how important it is just to show people the love of God when they might not feel it, and when they're in their darkest times, and whenever like they really need it, because some of these people really needed it and just had lost family members that week. And it just showed me how it's important to just be appreciative of all that I have, and just how important it is just to show people like the compassion and love that God had for everyone.
Hopefully this gave you a good idea of what we've been up to. And also just thinking of last year's team, hopefully this brings back a lot of good memories, and maybe just reignites maybe a fire that you had when you were here. This trip has been awesome. I'm really proud of all these guys, going from the first several prayers of having God help us with our nerves to where they are now. We had a great trip as a group, and I'm excited to see what God's going to do next as we go home.